What's up, family? Welcome back. Here to talk to you today about a subject that I think gets overlooked in the fitness industry: blood work. Man, the importance of getting blood work. First of all, let me say, I am not your doctor. I always recommend that you do everything as directed by your doctor. If you don't have a physician, get a physician, follow your physician's instructions. I'm just giving my personal own anecdotal advice, which is, get blood work. If you're young, and by young I mean anything under your 30s or under, get your blood work to get a baseline, where you're at. You never know. A lot of issues can lay unseen. You can have elevated levels or low levels in many different areas in your blood work and have no idea, and just kind of be living a regular life and just not realize it, and things just progress over the years. It's always good to know where your baseline is at. Not only that, when we start getting into pushing our bodies to the limit, growing, dieting, eating different foods, taking supplements, all the different things that we do in the fitness industry, you need to know what your baseline is, and then you need to see how these things change you. And I know that I'm being somewhat vague here, but there's so many things like your cholesterol. As we get older, as our diet changes, your cholesterol can go up and down. Not only that, if you get on TRT, or for those of you that decide to get on gear, that's going to affect your lipid panels. You need to know where your baseline at. Was you already, were you already high or low to begin with? Then as you start doing these things, do they increase it more and more? Where are you at? Get regular blood work, Do you have thicker blood, with more hemoglobin in it, so that you may need a blood lab? Look, I'm not your doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm simply saying that you need to know what your issues are, or if you have any or not. You could have a fast thyroid, a slow thyroid. You could have issues going on with your kidneys. You could have autoimmune disorder. You need to check your blood prostate. It's not like the old school, to check your prostate is a simple blood test. It's a marker in your blood. And if you're over 40, that's something that needs to be done regularly. Once again, I'm not your doctor, but something that could be headed off at the pass by a simple blood test. When you're going in to see your doctor, ask them to run a blood panel on you. Your vitamin, you could have a vitamin D, insufficiency, vitamin E. I mean, there is so many things about your blood work that are absolutely vital. Not to mention checking your blood pressure, everything to do with blood, High blood pressure, hypertension, heart attacks, that's what kills so many in this industry is unregulated blood pressure, which can easily be regulated through, so many different facets. But you gotta be aware of it. And to be aware of it, you simply just gotta test it. And I'm not talking about once every 2 or 3 years when you go to the doctor. I mean, every so often at the house, take a blood pressure cuff, put it on, see what you are in the morning, If any diabetes runs in your family, or if you're overweight, you ought to check your fasting blood sugar every once in a while. See if you're, if your blood sugar's off. All these things can be tested for in your blood panels. I get my blood tested at least 2 to 3 times a year, and I get everything on there. I look at my thyroid, I look at my lipid panels, I look at, my all the different things in the blood, and have my doctor explain to me the ones that are slightly off, or the ones that are a little bit higher or lower in the normal range. What exactly does that mean? My blood work overall is great, and it's 50,000 times better than it was when I was overweight. But you know how I know that? Because while I was overweight, before I started the journey, I got a baseline and I figured out where I was at. And so I watched a lot of these markers improve. And then, as we get older, some of them get kind of out of whack. And, especially when, me, like I'm a bodybuilder, so I put on weight and then I diet down, and I put on weight and I diet down, and I'm always pushing myself hard. So, like my creatinine levels are always, off, because that's the kidneys. So when you work out, you're always tearing down and building a lot of muscles, your creatinine levels can be off, for example. There's many other things like that. Since I have started taking a cholesterol med and, taking a couple other supplements and, eating different foods, my cholesterol numbers have improved. The bad one has gone down, the good one's gone up. It's still not perfect, but it's better than it was. The point is, how do I know this? Because I get blood work, So do yourself a favor, man. If you're young and nothing's going on, get a baseline. Just know that maybe you run slightly higher than normal or lower than normal. And then later, when and if there is a problem, you'll at least know where your baseline was, instead of your first baseline being while you're in a problem. When you see there's an issue and then you go get blood work and you're like, ooh, here it is. Well, it's like, how does that compare to where you normally were if you never know? Get some baseline blood work and then get blood work every so often. I'm telling you, it will pay dividends. There's so many things going on inside, under the hood, as they say, that you will never see without getting it tested. So get a blood work panel. Go to your doctor, ask them to get a blood work panel, discuss with them what all, you should have looked at. Think about some of your family history to see, what some of the things, oh, Uncle Jim has a thyroid issue. You might want to get a thyroid panel done. You see what I'm saying? Think about some of your medical history and other people in your family and get these things looked at. Get it tested every once in a while. Look, we all want to be as fit as possible, but part of it too is like longevity, I don't want to just look good. I want to look good, feel good, and be at my best. And part of that includes like what's going on, under the hood inside. So, love you guys. See you soon. Thanks for watching.